Tonight at 10, some quick thinking by a local deputy.
A man overdosed and died. Wait until you hear what that deputy did to track down the drug dealer and slap on the cuffs.
Plus a missing memorial mystery.
Grieving is a communal process, so it's important for us, for ourselves as well.
The finger pointing leading to more questions than answers. That's tonight on Fox 35 News at 10.
Fox 35 News starts now with breaking news.
A man is dead following a shooting in the parking lot of North Marion Middle School. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm John Brown.
And I'm Luann Sorrell. That shooting happened during an awards ceremony. We want to get right out to Fox 35's Hannah McKenzie. She is live outside that school tonight. So, Hannah, what do we know so far?
Well, Luann, just a few minutes ago, we watched as a car was being towed from the crime scene, which is just behind me here now. Most of the investigators also now clearing out, as this was a long night for them. This call originally came in at 6 p.m., and it did so when this place was filled with students, teachers, and the students' parents because of that awards ceremony. And that was underway when shots rang out. Some of the parents I spoke with tonight tell me they thought it was firecrackers at first.
Thanks, Hannah. In Seminole County, this man is accused of selling a deadly dose of drugs. After the victim died, a deputy disguised himself as that overdose victim to lure in the suspect.
This man, Corey Phillips, is now charged with first-degree murder. Fox 35's Kelsey Cairns is joining us live outside the Seminole County Sheriff's Office tonight. So, Kelsey, that deputy used the victim's cell phone to call and send texts to Phillips.
Yes, that's exactly right, Luann. This really proved to be a powerful tool in arresting that suspect. Now, an affidavit says a deputy was on the phone with Phillips, said he was going to offer some money for meth as an attempt to try and get in contact with Phillips. And Florida law says you can face first-degree murder charges if that death resulted in the unlawful distribution of drugs, just like meth. Live in Seminole County tonight, I'm Kelsey Cairns, Fox 35 News.
Thanks, Kelsey. A missing memorial now causing frustration for friends and family who lost loved ones in a deadly bus crash last week. 8 people died when the alleged driver, Brian Howard, crashed into a bus of migrant workers on State Route 40 near Ocala. That bus went through 2 fences before hitting a tree and then flipping over, sending more than 36 people to the hospital. A memorial was erected for those workers, but it disappeared overnight. A woman claims she was told to remove the crosses, but it's unclear who gave those instructions. The man who created that memorial says he's upset that it was not left up for at least 2 weeks and is still pushing for answers.
Right now, we are hearing from the woman trapped in Turks and Caicos. This mother from Orlando and 4 other Americans are stuck on the island accused of having ammo in their luggage. Sharita Greer was in the country for a surprise Mother's Day trip with her daughters. She says TSA found 2 bullets in her bag, and now she faces a mandatory minimum of 12 years in jail. Sharita says her faith is helping her get through this nightmare in paradise.
What's the end gonna be like? What's the story? All this stuff. I just know that God has a plan.
Several U.S. lawmakers flew to the islands to plead for the release of all 5 Americans. Until then, Sharita's family is raising money to help her pay for legal fees before her next trial date on July 5th.
Fox 35 continues our investigation into super speeders. We've been reporting on an uptick in high-speed chases here in Central Florida recently. The latest case is a driver clocked going more than 140 miles per hour on I-4 this morning. Troopers say that this man, Mohammed Jacoby, sped away when they tried to pull him over. Well, he eventually got off the interstate in Lake Mary, ditched his car on the side of the road, and then took off running into the at-home store off Lake Mary Boulevard. One of our Fox 35 crews was there doing a different story when the chase went right by them. Troopers then went into that store with their guns drawn and arrested him. We recently spoke with Volusia County Sheriff Mike Chitwood, who says that high-speed chases are more common now than ever before.
In a couple hours worth of work, you're writing dozens of tickets on people over 100. And it just boggles my mind. It seems since COVID, there's been an absolute disregard for traffic laws, traffic safety, responsible driving.
Driving more than 50 miles per hour over the speed limit is considered a felony here in Florida.
In our You Decide coverage tonight, Florida Senator Rick Scott is joining the race to replace Senate Republican leader Mitch McConnell.
Yeah, Scott says he wants to offer a new direction for Republican senators. And Fox 35's Marlisa Goldsmith is live in the Alert Center with more on the announcement. So, Marlisa, he's getting some support in some circles right now.
He is. The Florida senator says a dramatic change is needed in Congress and that he is the person to bring that change. Live in the Fox 35 Alert Center tonight, I'm Marlisa Goldsmith.
Thanks, Marlisa. Fox 35 News at 10 is just getting started. And here's a look at what's coming up tonight. Former NFL player Ray Lewis raising awareness for safety in youth sports. How a foundation is keeping his son's memory alive both on and off the field.
And is it urban planning or just unkind?
I think the question that you always have to ask is, are we trying to solve homelessness or are we trying to solve the appearance of homelessness?
Hostile architecture is creeping into Central Florida, from wire benches to stone seats. See how the City Beautiful is designed to keep some people moving and stop others from staying.
And swarms of aggressive termites are hitting some Central Florida homes. Here's Manny.
Yeah, John, we spoke with an expert who says these might be more common this season. We'll explain why. Plus, I'll have how you can protect yourself.
Before we head to break tonight, we are just minutes away from a rocket launch from the Space Coast.
Yeah, SpaceX Falcon 9 rocket carrying satellites into low orbit is going to be blasting off.
And here's a live look tonight at the launch pad. The launch window opens up at 10:33. And we're going to show you the rocket blasting off right here on Fox 35 News at 10.
I love food trucks.
And there's tons to choose from.
But in a flavor face-off, who will come out on top?
We are going to find out.
The best burger, barbecue, and taco chefs all clash, all trying to win a $500 prize.
Fox 35's Food Truck Throwdown. Watch Good Day Orlando Extra Friday at 10.
Central Florida Eats is now streaming on Fox Local. Go inside new restaurants and see what's cooking. Just download Fox Local now.
An aggressive form of termites are invading homes here in Central Florida.
An infestation of these things can cause thousands of dollars in damage to your home, but experts say there are some ways to protect your house. Fox 35's Manny Martinez is live in Lake Mary with that story tonight. So, Manny, these termites are resilient.
Yeah, John, they are. I learned today that, as a matter of fact, if you cut off their water source, they can still live, thrive even for another 6 months. That's why one homeowner in Sanford we spoke with today says she's so thankful she found the infestation before she found any obvious damage. You just do not want to have to deal with any of these, but I'm told that here in Seminole County, they are mostly found in Sanford and Longwood because that's where there are some older homes that are surrounded by more trees. But everyone in our entire area should look out for this. You know, any points of wood that actually touch the ground, as well as any points that are exposed to some increased moisture. Keep your eyes peeled on those. And then exterminators tell me that as we get into rainy season, they expect to get more calls because that's when these infestations become more obvious. For now, live in Lake Mary, Manny Martinez, Fox 35 News.
Manny, good information there. Thank you. Well, check this out. Smoke fills the air along I-95 as crews continue to fight a 500-acre fire in Volusia County. This area is called Sandy Drain. The wind is not doing drivers any favors either. Smoke is creating a hazy path like this one from Volusia County down into Seminole. And all that smoke was visible on radar. Fox 35 storm team meteorologist Noah Bergeron joins us now.
Yeah, you can still smell the smoke in many areas. It's too bad the smoke can't kill the termites. That would have been the great combination of this story, right? Just eradicate them that way, but I guess not.
I know we can't have everything, John, unfortunately. That would have been very good for certain. We haven't gotten an update from them tonight, but the last we heard, 97% contained, and I've checked every radar metric and satellite. Don't see anything about that smoke still being carried at this hour across Central Florida. Speaking of the satellite, we've got our first tropical wave of the season today. A tropical wave, we get about 60 of those in a given year, no matter how busy or not busy the season is. These are the very beginnings of what do eventually become tropical systems. This one out here will not, thankfully, become anything. Also, a second area in the tropics, a lot of showers and storms here in the Caribbean. This maybe could become a subtropical storm or even a tropical depression later this week, but the chances of that are pretty low at this point. It's being caused by what we call a trough in meteorology. These arrows are the winds up at 20,000 feet. You see they dip southward from Florida, curl around and go northward, and on the east side of that trough the air rises, and that's what's causing these thunderstorms to form. So right now it's not tropical, but it's going to be a big rainmaker for Haiti, the Dominican, then eventually up to Bermuda. And you can see all that dry air in the orange here getting curled down into this, then on the east side all the green colors indicating those showers and thunderstorms. Here's our Fox model for the rain. Even though this won't have a name, this is going to be a big story for these people. Haiti, Puerto Rico, the Dominican Republic, maybe up to a foot of rain in San Juan through the next few days. And you see this plume of rain even going up to Bermuda later this week. And this, again, unfortunately will be pretty impactful for these folks here in those areas. As we head into June, the areas to watch closer to Florida is in yellow. All of the storms that have ever formed in June, 98% of them have been in this yellow area. So those are the zones we'll be watching for as we go forward. Here is our Fox model. You see, thankfully, that system stays safely east of Florida. It may eventually resemble a tropical system, but it's going to be non-tropical because it won't be fully warm core. It'll be attached to a front, so that's why it won't get a name or anything, but you'll see that little zip on by east of Florida over the next few days. We'll of course keep you abreast of that. 96 on Saturday here at home, 98 Sunday, 98 Monday, a blended cloud and sun from Memorial Day weekend, hot and mostly sunny. Just a small chance each day of a pop-up thunder shower. 93 mostly sunny tomorrow, 95 Friday. The humidity's still low. There's the Memorial Day weekend forecast, then maybe, just maybe, a few showers or a thunderstorm the middle of next week.
All right, Noah, thank you. All new and next to 10, we told you about the woman who was found living inside this grocery store sign.
It still blows me away. All right, we have some new video showing the moments that police knocked on her secret entrance and found her inside. Plus, a small alligator pulled from a pond in Lake County. And what happened next has neighbors stunned and police still looking for these people.
Florida is unique as the weather can go from beautiful and sunny to dark and tumultuous. We've got the largest network of weather cameras anywhere in the region, so you can keep your family safe. You can depend on the Fox 35 Storm Team.
Coming up in our next half hour, have you ever heard of hostile architecture? Well, some people say downtown Orlando is using it to keep homeless people out. Fox 35 is investigating.
Plus, SpaceX is about to launch a group of satellites from the Space Coast tonight. That's a live look at the launch pad. The liftoff coming up in just a few minutes, and you'll see it right here on Fox 35 News at 10.
From Fox 35 Mission Control, we are moments away from liftoff. SpaceX is set to launch 23 Starlink satellites into orbit. And here is a live look at the launch pad. Well, the weather seems pretty good for a launch tonight.
Yeah, so no any last-minute weather concerns there? They're about to lift off here soon.
No, guys, but I should tell you that it's pretty interesting. They're narrowly getting this off in the big picture sense. Here's why. Look at all these immense thunderstorm clouds over East Texas. Unfortunately, a significant tornado hit in Temple, Texas within the last hour. A lot of destruction there, but big storms to the west and a lot of clouds to the south. If you didn't know any better, you would think it's a tropical depression or something like that. These clouds causing a lot of turbulence and impacts to the upper atmosphere, and obviously these clouds as well. And the Space Center where this is launching that way is going to be perfectly right in between. You see on our night mode of our radar imagery here, there's actually hardly any clouds out there. So this will be one of the more visible launches we've had and will have for the summer, certainly. And you see a little bit more in the way of fog developing across southwest Florida. So the report, guys, is that things are clear, and this should be a really visible one here coming up in a few short minutes.
All right, thanks, Noah. Once again, live look at the mission there from SpaceX, and we're just a few seconds away from liftoff.
Yeah, Noah, we're going to need you to go outside and take a picture because we can't leave. Let's listen in. Another beautiful launch from the Cape tonight. SpaceX using a Falcon 9 rocket to send 23 Starlink satellites into orbit. Well, later this year, you could see an airplane head into space. It's called the Dream Chaser. The space plane is NASA's new tool to bring supplies to the ISS. It still needs a rocket to get launched into orbit. Then it will dock at the ISS to unload. But on its way back, it flies home by itself and then, as you see here, gently lands on a runway. Space experts say those smooth landings will keep equipment in one piece when it comes back to Earth.
So if you're returning a very sensitive experiment from space, this space plane will be much more gentle in how it brings it back to land pretty softly.
NASA plans to launch this space plane and 8,000 pounds of cargo to the ISS by the end of this year.
Also an update tonight, NASA and Boeing's Starliner mission now scheduled to launch on Saturday, June the 1st. Right now, the crewed launch from the Space Coast is scheduled for 12:25 p.m. There are backup launch dates on June 2nd, June 5th, and June 6th. Also, a new proposal in Deltona could increase how much you pay for stormwater control. The city says if this is approved, residents could expect to pay about $3 more per month, and that would start next year. Now, the change may not sound like a lot of money, but the city did get some backlash last year when they tried to make a similar change.
The way the stormwater fees are structured right now and how much is coming in, we really only have enough for the day-to-day operations of the stormwater system. That's like clearing the swales, cutting back vegetation. It's day-to-day operations. With an increase, we will be able to do some improvement projects.
The plan is still in the discussion stages right now. It would need to be approved at 2 separate readings in order to get the green light.
In Central Florida, a developer hopes to build 2 new hotel towers right between 2 of Orlando's major sports venues. The Paramore Tribute Tower Hotel and the Kelly Tower Hotel would be built between Inter&Co Stadium and Camping World Stadium. Together, they would have 400 hotel rooms. Kelly Tower would be 38 stories tall, while the Paramore Tribute Tower would be 29 stories. But Orlando City staff has recommended the Municipal Planning Board vote against this project. The plan will be discussed at the next board meeting on June 18th.
Well, one of the oldest and most historic churches here in Central Florida getting an upgrade. Look at this one. First Church to Land is home to stained glass windows dating all the way back to the 1800s. Inspectors recently found that many of those windows, though, need to be fixed immediately, or they say they could collapse. The church has already raised about $39,000 from parishioners. Restoration of all 53 windows, though, could cost nearly $100,000.
The building is an older building and has gone through Florida weathers and summers and just extreme whether heat or storms, and so just looking at what are some different ways that we can care for the church.
The church is also launching a fundraising campaign to help pay for that restoration.
New and next at 10, a former NFL player and Florida native is using his platform to raise awareness for safety in youth football after his son passed away.
Yeah, the foundation helping keep his memory alive both on and off the field is coming up. But first, the Fox 35 Pump Patrol. We found gas at $3.25 a gallon at the Circle K on Good Homes Road and White Road in Ocoee. And you're watching Fox 35 News at 10.
Summer is here.
Let's celebrate the heroes of our classrooms, our teachers.
Join Fox 35 and Mix 105.1 for a fun night out.
With food, music, and giveaways.
Teachers Night Out.
May 30th, 4 to 8 p.m. at Winter Park Village.
Former NFL player and Polk County native Ray Lewis is using his platform to raise awareness for the dangers of CTE.
And CTE is, of course, what happens when repeated head injuries cause brain cells to die and is really common in football players. Fox 35's Jessica Ely is live here in the studio tonight to share how this charity is helping. Hi, Jessica.
Hey, Ray Lewis III was a standout football player at Lake Mary Prep, leading the Griffins to a district championship in 2012. But he was more than an athlete. Ray, as his family affectionately called him, was a son, a brother, a grandson, and a friend. His life was cut short last June when he died from a drug overdose at 28 years old. And next week, the RL3 Foundation will host its first Motivation Weekend. There will be a sports performance camp, a 7-on-7 tournament for older players, and a music festival on Saturday. And then on Sunday, there will also be a brunch along with a panel of CTE researchers educating about the disease. In the studio, Jessica Ely, Fox 35 Sports.
Thanks, Jessica. Also, UCF's Black Friday football game this year is going to be right here on Fox 35, and this one promises to be epic. The Knights are going to play Utah at the Bounce House right here in Orlando. Of course, this will be the first time these teams have ever faced off on the gridiron. This nationally televised game is Friday night, November 29th. Yes, that is Friday night after Thanksgiving, so you can expect a whole lot of hype there. Kickoff for this one is set for 8 p.m. Yes, we're already talking about fall football.
Yes.
We're just getting into summer temps here, but that's going to be so good.
We're less than 100 days away from the start of football. I saw all the schools posting. We're all super fans, can you tell?
Great.
If anyone's out playing some football, they're going to need some extra water this weekend.
And don't forget this year, too, on Fox, you're going to have the huge slate of Friday night.
You're right.
And I saw the schedule for that. There's some big games this year on Fox.
Can't wait.
Yeah, but we got to get through summer first. You know, we don't want to be cold yet. Enjoy summer first, then we'll get to the football. Temperatures today got to 91 in Orlando, 90 in Kissimmee, 90 in Sanford, 93 today. High recorded in Winter Haven, 86 in Melbourne. All right, if you're going to be going to the beach, it's really honestly a perfect weekend. These are the inland readings: 96 Saturday, 98 Sunday, 98 Monday. Blended clouds and sun. Hot. Could there be a shower or a thunder shower? Yes, but I doubt it. Here's the heat index over the next few days. Remember, the heat index is the cousin or sister, brother, if you will, to the wind chill in the wintertime, which normally we don't talk about really in Florida, but those of you who are from up north, you know all about the wind chill. Heat index very similarly calculated, and with the humidity, we'll be feeling like over 100 by the time we get to Sunday. All right, beach forecast for the weekend. Honestly, it's great because you get low tide about 4 o'clock this weekend. Nice wide beach, sandbar, go walk out on. High tide about 10 o'clock in the morning on our East Coast beaches. A slight, and I mean slight, sea breeze in the afternoons. It's not much, though. All right, so Memorial Day, that's the 26th. Orlando's record is 100 from 1953, forecasting 98. Sanford, close to the record. Daytona, within a few degrees. Ocala, so basically everywhere, we're going to get close to all-time record highs for the date this coming Monday. Out there tonight, it's pretty nice. You know, I was just out there 5 minutes ago, and it feels nice. Minus, you still smell a little bit of that smoke here. We're in Lake Mary at the Fox 35. You might see having that again tomorrow morning, but from what I am able to gather, not anything like it was this morning. And by the way, I'm referring to the wildfire. It's not a controlled burn. It is a wildfire with all the smoke and the haze that was produced this morning. Temperatures out there now 70s, 80 the lone exception in Ocala. So far this spring, it has been a historic spring in different parts of the country for tornadoes. In fact, the Pittsburgh area has had the most tornadoes they've ever seen in May, and May is not over yet. And that severe weather continues. Tonight there's been severe weather in Texas, but you can see it's pretty warm in the southeast. But check out the northwest, Seattle, Missoula, Montana, in the 30s and 40s. So there is some contrast out there as we head into this Memorial Day weekend. But for tomorrow, 85 in New Smyrna Beach, 93 Orlando, 94 Clearmont, 92 St. Cloud, 86 in Melbourne, and 86 degrees in Cocoa Beach. I had the remote upside down. I went backwards the graphic. Here we go. Here's the 7-day forecast for you. Lots of sunshine the next couple of days. Temperatures will be climbing into the 90s. We're into the upper 90s once we get to this coming weekend. I assure you the 7-day, there it goes. Come on now, here we go. 93 Thursday, 95 Friday, upper 90s this weekend with hot conditions. And then we'll watch maybe a little bit better chance for some afternoon showers the middle of next week, guys.
All right, thank you, Noah. Coming up next here on Fox 35 News at 10, a local crew is heading to the Dragon Boat World Championships. We check in with the team headed to Italy.
And an enthusiastic baby is going viral for her choice in a local hotel. Now the Four Seasons is responding to this little thing.
I love her. Before we head to break tonight, it is a nice night out on the West Coast. The sun's still up out there. This is a live view from downtown Seattle. Thanks for staying up with us on this hump day. We'll be right back.
The Lake County Dragon Boat Club getting ready to compete for a world championship.
And it's all the way over in Italy this September. The group has been practicing all around Lake County.
Oh my gosh, since last year we've been preparing ever since we actually won the berth in Sarasota at the national championships. So we're on the water at least 3 days a week. We've done time trials, the entire crew is working out every single day. We're doing a lot of body weight exercises and a lot of OC training, so it's been tough.
And this team depends on community support. You can make donations or just check out their latest races on their website, godragonboat.org.
Well, another round of student loan forgiveness was just announced, this time nearly $8 billion being forgiven by the federal government. This one applies to people in public service jobs like teachers, librarians, and firefighters. The move is part of the president's larger strategy to chip away at debt bit by bit. Last summer, the U.S. Supreme Court, though, struck down the president's much larger debt forgiveness plan. Also trending tonight, there are a lot of nice hotels in the Orlando area, and picking one can sometimes be a little bit difficult.
Yeah, but for one family, the choice is crystal clear.
A question for everybody. Who wants to go to the Four Seasons Orlando?
Me too.
I'm with you.
Well, this baby is proof that you're never too young to know exactly what you want. And this viral video may have actually landed the baby girl a job. The Four Seasons responded with their own video welcoming their newest ambassador, saying, "Let the adventure begin."
The video is just proof, right, that there's something here for all ages, right? So we are a resort that is for kids of all ages, kids as young as the baby in the video, right? That we have our splash pad, our kids for all seasons, for the youngest of kids, and then kids all the way up to our kids at heart, right? Adult kids, our spa facilities, our award-winning golf course, our Serenity Oasis pool that's adults only here on property. So there's really something for everyone here on property.
A question for
Well, the resort says a trip with the family is not planned just yet, but they're looking forward to welcoming the family in the future.
Well, if the Four Seasons isn't in your budget, there is a dream Airbnb you can book. The home in Melbourne is themed after the classic TV show I Dream of Jeannie. Of course, that show ran for 5 seasons back in the 60s and was actually based on a home in Cocoa Beach. The home is a step back in time and even has a hidden surprise for a lot of the fans. This one rents for about $120 per night.
It only ran for 5 seasons? It
That's
seems
all,
like
right?
it was on
A long
forever.
time.
Yeah.
Cool.
Well, the late news at 11 is coming up next.
And Fox 35's Marlisa Goldsmith here to kick things off. Hey, Marlisa.
Hey there, guys. A popular food brand known for their chocolate milk is now getting into the weight loss game. But this meal plan is designed for those taking weight loss drugs. Meet me at 11 and I'll fill you in.
Good Day Orlando, sponsored by ABC Home and Commercial Services. Pest-free living starts here.